it's Kelly and welcome back to Mama Needs a Goal. Thank you so much for joining me today, and if you're new here, welcome. So today I wanted to share a keto-friendly recipe that I'm going to make. It's called Cheesy Beef Kale Casserole. I had purchased a very large bag of kale, and I made some kale and ham, and I still had a half a bag of kale left, and I probably won't even use I'm probably going to use half of what I have here as well with the casserole, but I thought it would be fun to share it with you because I know a lot of my friends are trying to eat better. A lot are doing keto or the paleo, is it called, diet, but this is a really good, healthy recipe, and it's very tasty. So I thought I would share it with you. So before I get started, let me go ahead and show you all the ingredients. So the first thing obviously is kale. As you can see, this was a huge bag. It is, what is it? It's 32 ounces, 2 pounds of kale. So I'm probably only going to use half of this bag, and then I got to figure out what to do with the other half. Homemade sauce. Now you can purchase tomato sauce or marinara sauce even, but you want to make sure that you find one that doesn't have any of those added sugars in there, because you do not want those added sugars if you are following a keto or paleo diet. We make our own sauce. Hubby just made a huge batch of sauce over the weekend. We do not put sugar in our sauce, so everything here is you know, all natural ingredients. So I have a pound or 16 ounces of sauce. I am not a huge red sauce fan, so I'm probably only going to use maybe half or 2/3 of this sauce. So, but anyway, but normally you would go ahead and add like an entire jar or 16 ounces of sauce. And then I have some, this is 90% lean ground beef. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. This is a pound. So then I have some minced garlic. I have a yellow onion, a little bit of pepper, and I'm going to add just a little bit of oregano. Though we do have that in my sauce, I'm going to add just a tiny bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and chop up my onion, get that sauteed with a little bit of garlic, and then we're going to go ahead and add our meat. So let me turn the camera around and we will get started. Alright, my friends, so I'm just going to add a tiny bit of olive oil in the pan. We're going to go ahead and get that heated up a little bit. Alright, we're going to go ahead and add our onion to the pan. My goodness. I'm just going to go ahead and saute these a little bit, and once they start to get soft, we're going to go ahead and then add in our minced garlic. Alright, my friends, my onions are a little bit translucent now, so I'm going to go ahead and add a nice generous teaspoon of garlic. Let's go ahead and get that mixed up and turn it down just a tiny bit. We're going to let this go for about a minute or so, and then we're going to go ahead and add in our ground beef. Alright, my friends, so we're going to go ahead and put our ground beef in the skillet with the onion and garlic. Okay. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and break up this meat. Get mixed with the onion and garlic. Turn it up just a little bit, medium low. Get this stirred really well. So we're going to go ahead and let this cook up a little bit, and then we'll come back and finish adding the ingredients. Alright, it's starting to look and smell delish. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to add a little bit of black pepper for taste. Just maybe a half a teaspoon maybe. A little bit for taste. And I forgot to mention salt. I prefer kosher salt instead of table salt. And again, just a little bit for taste. Maybe again a half a teaspoon. And we're going to go ahead and add a tad bit of oregano. And again, this is just maybe a half a teaspoon of that, a quarter a teaspoon. And stir that up really well. As you guys can see how yummy this is already looking. The smell is wonderful. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this down. Alright, well my meat is now pretty much cooked. I don't need to cook it completely because it is going to go in the oven for a little bit. I'm going to go ahead, get my oven set for 425. Get that preheated. And I'm going to get my sauce. Alright, I am going to add about 3/4 of this 16 ounces of sauce. As I mentioned before, I am not a huge sauce fan. I like just enough to taste, but for you guys, you might want to go ahead and add an entire container, 16 ounces. I just cut back a little bit for myself. The sauce is still a little bit frozen, so I'm going to get that chopped up right there. Just that small little spot. Let this cook a tiny bit and get that sauce heated up really well. Look at that. Almost looks like manwich in a way, doesn't it? Alright, I'm going to let this simmer on low for a few minutes, and then we're going to come back and start adding air kale. Alright, my friends, this is nice and heated through. So I'm going to take my kale. I did measure out the kale. I have about 4.5 ounces of kale. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a couple handfuls. And then we're going to mix this up really well. Get this kale cooked down a little bit. Does that look delicious or what? Yum, yum, yum. Go ahead and add in a couple more handfuls. And get this cooked down. Last bit of kale in there. Does that look great? I love, love, love kale. It's one of my favorite veggies. I also do dehydrated kale. Add a little bit of olive oil and sea salt on it and put it in the dehydrator. I really like that as well. Alright, now that I have it mixed up pretty well, I'm going to go ahead and put about a cup of mozzarella cheese in there. Get that mixed up really, really well. Does that look even better? Oh my goodness. Friends, this is delicious. Look at that. And let that melt a few seconds. Alright. Look at that. Oh. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead, turn this off, and then we're going to take it over. Oh my goodness, just made a mess. We're going to go ahead and take it over into the casserole dish. Alright my friends, I just have some olive oil cooking spray. I'm going to head and spray my casserole dish. Now we're going to bring over our kale and beef. Oh my goodness, it's heavy. Go ahead and put that in there, just like that. Get all that goodness out of there. Now I'm going to go ahead and just do a nice spread out of this, just like that. Does that look yummy or what? And you can use a smaller pan, like an 8x8 or something, if you want it a little bit thicker. I just like mine spread out a little bit better, so I do use a larger pan or casserole dish. Okay. And then I'm going to take about another cup or two of mozzarella cheese. We're going to sprinkle it on top, just like that. And we're going to throw it in the oven for about maybe 5-10 minutes. You need to watch it. Just cook it until the top becomes nice and bubbly. I do like my cheese to get a little bit more done on the top. So there we go for that. So now let's go ahead and get that in the oven. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put that in the oven. Have it set for 425, and I'm going to go ahead and set the timer. I'm going to put it in for about 7 minutes and then we'll check. Alright my friends, the timer is going off. I ended up putting it in for about 17 minutes. Oh, this is the way I like it. Oh, look at that. Oh, yummy, yummy. Alright. Let's turn the oven off. Look at that, my friends. Does that not look delicious or what? Oh my goodness. I wish you could smell it. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Cannot wait to dig into that. Alright my friends, so here is the final dish. I'm telling you, this smells so, so good. Can you see that? Oh my goodness, it smells so good. This is one of my favorite dishes. So delicious. Kind of puts me in mind of like a lasagna in a way, but oh my goodness, this is so, so good. It smells delicious. Like I said, this is keto friendly, paleo friendly. I did sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top just to add a little extra something something to it. All right, my friends, well, I really hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And of course, if you have any questions, please go ahead to the comment section and write it in there, and I will get back to you right away. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so, as it really does help me out. Don't forget to hit that little bell, because it will notify you every time I do have a new video coming out. You can also follow me over on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter at Mama Needs a Goal. So friends, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.